Hey guys, my name is Steve Riker. I'm an adventure photojournalist. I love being outside with a camera, and I'm all about just having fun telling stories. And in this video today, I want to introduce you to a really good friend of mine. He's my climbing partner and one of the most inspiring photographers that I know, my friend Martin. He is literally the nicest person I have ever met.
If I'm going to a new place and I'm halfway, or half an hour from the house and I realize I don't have a camera, first thing I do is turn around and pick it up. Like I need to have my camera with me when I'm exploring, and yeah, it's kind of a hobby that's maybe more than a hobby, right? It's kind of with you all the time.
And he has a lot of really good things to share, good advice and tips about photography that are simple and straightforward.
When you're buying a camera, you get advice from other people or from the web, and you trust that you're buying a really good camera. And so like 5 years later, is the camera any worse, right?
And every single time that I see Martin, I ask him, have you bought a new camera yet? And I've been asking him this for more than 5 years.
I have a Panasonic Lumix, the FX28, which no one will know about because it's been off the market for maybe 7 or 8 years now.
What's the thing that needs to happen for you to get a new camera?
My current one has to break down in some way where I can't keep using it anymore. And it's approaching that point. Actually, just yesterday I noticed when I'm switching the dial between aperture and shutter mode, and when I'm zooming, I think sometimes the dial is a bit sticky and it gets stuck in a mode and I can't actually take the photo. I have to switch it again. When I bought it 8 years ago, it was a really good camera. I mean, it had excellent reviews. The quality of the images that it creates hasn't gotten any worse, right? It's still, if it had excellent reviews 8 years ago, it still applies today, right? Still enables me to take a really good photo. I'll keep the camera as long as it lasts, and when it breaks down, that's the time to get a new camera. I do try to be careful with my equipment, even my old equipment, right? But I've had at least one close call with it. I had it in my pack sack when we were climbing in Oman. When the rainstorms in Oman come, they come fast and furious. Like, it rains very hard for about a 20 or 30 minute period. My pack was exposed, wasn't under the rock, and I didn't realize that until like 10 minutes after standing under a roof, and then it just dawned on me my pack was still out in the open. And I ran and grabbed that and took it home, like let it dry out overnight. Maybe I should have used, some people say put it in rice. I didn't do that, but when I turned it on, there were definitely glitches, all kinds of electronic glitches happening, like, changing the dial one step and you'd see the selection indicator on the view screen spinning like as if you're turning the dial round and round. There were all kinds of glitches like this going on. After about 3 or 4 weeks, it was back to normal, and so I missed a camera buying opportunity. I was actually looking also at the new Panasonic Lumix cameras. There were certainly, good cameras with newer features on the market. I think many of these features, they're nice extras to have, but you don't need a whole lot to play with to get good photos. I mean,
Careful, Martin. I'm not going to be able to protect you from the internet.
I mean,
you get flamed for that one. But I don't disagree.
Yeah, the secret to getting good photos, a lot of it is just taking a curious and experimental approach, right? Don't be afraid to try a new angle and, you know, play around with your aperture settings. And I mean, it's simple things, right? And I think you kind of learn from your own photography too over time. Like you have to keep taking photos, right? And not being worried about the technical capabilities of your camera or anything, but, you know, just take lots of photos. You look at a photo and then you think, oh man, you know, I should have captured that a little differently, right? You're always learning when you're looking at your photos or other people's photos. Like you see they took, you know, they might have been with you when they took your photo, but they were, you know, at a slightly different vantage point. It comes down to the composition of an image, and there's many ways to compose an image, but you know, no matter what kind of camera you have, you are the one who's deciding on what's going into your picture frame. It's what photography is about. It's about capturing that image, right? Technology on a camera helps you to capture that, but I think, you know, ultimately it's where you're pointing that camera lens, and that's really the most important factor in getting a good image. You know, I find it so interesting to compare photos from different people. You know, it doesn't matter what camera they're using, but just see how they composed an image. And you can really, you know, learn from each other and get different ideas about what you can try next time you take a photo. You know, people who are even pro photographers, I'd imagine they'd say the same thing, but it's an ongoing learning experience. Like you know, you always have days where you're taking photos and you're like, you know, oh my gosh, I missed a really good opportunity, or I missed that shot. Like I think even pro photographers will have those experiences, right? And the next time you try again, you know, with a better vantage point.
Hey guys, if you want to follow Martin and check out his work, make sure to follow him on Instagram and subscribe to this channel, because we're going to have more videos coming up in the future where we're exploring, having fun with the camera, and you're going to be able to meet Martin's dad, Hans, who is an 80-year-old climber and photographer. He's got some really amazing perspective and some stories on both adventure and photography.
High tech, yeah. And then never forget to do wind, huh? Then you could go with it, huh?
And we're going to have all that coming up, as well as photo challenges. If you want to support this channel, the simplest way is just to use the Amazon links down below to do any of your shopping on Amazon, or to buy the gear that I use. That doesn't cost you anything extra, and it helps me afford the cost of making these videos. If you want to be an insider who gets printed work multiple times a year, including photo prints, my photo zine, which is going to feature printed work from the photo challenges from you guys, that's going to be coming up soon, as well as early access to my documentary work that I'm doing that doesn't always make it onto the YouTube channel. Check out the link to my Patreon page below, because I would love to have you guys, even if it's a couple of bucks a month. It makes a huge difference and enables me to make more of these videos for you. I'm Steve Riker. I appreciate your time and attention watching this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Adventure Photo Show.
Over the bulge and down.
Uh-huh.
And then the top part, as you say, you know, like you come up and then you see to the right the edge.